The shortest cut to self-growth is not a technique, not a ritual, not even discipline. It's one thing: awareness. Awareness can shift your whole life in a second. Self-awareness is the upgrade you've been waiting for. Hello and welcome back to Unbox the Podcast. I'm Sahar Palmer, and I want to thank you all for your messages that you've been sending me. Many of you said that this podcast feels like it speaks to you directly, that it mirrors what's going on through your own life. That means so much to me. Your words, and I want you to know, fuel me. It helps to keep me going as I continue podcasting independently and for the past 20 years. What I do in Unbox the Real You mentoring and Unbox the Podcast is to guide you out of the box, the limiting box that you may find yourself in. I do that by shifting your perspective. And today we're going to explore why a mental shift is the truest shortcut to self-growth. I'm going to start with my college story. Back in college days when I was in Paris, life suddenly felt very different from school. You were responsible for everything as a college student. That means managing your own time, research, assignments, and it was overwhelming, really overwhelming. I remember nights when I thought I'd never finish this on time. In those moments, I discovered something powerful. I would imagine being in a different time zone, and I would tell myself I still have a few hours left in the day. My body relaxed, my mind calmed down, and I could finish the work with focus in time. At night, when I desperately wanted to get some rest by the time I finished the assignments, I would imagine the night has just begun, and I would think of another time zone that would give me more time. And then I would feel that I had all the time in the world to sleep. My brain believed it, and my body followed. That simple shift in perspective changed everything for me. Let's explore this further. Let's explore shifting timelines and how it affects belief system. What I learned from my experiences is this. When you shift your perspective, it's like you download an entirely new set of beliefs, emotions, and responses. Okay, that's my cat meowing. He needs to be let out. It doesn't matter whether the shift is real in the literal sense. What matters is that your brain believes it, consciously and unconsciously. Once the information goes in, it goes in to the conscious and to the unconscious. This is why shifting perspective works as a shortcut. Because when you move into a new, let's call it mental lane, the blocks you thought were stopping you dissolve. You have new energy, new clarity, new landscape, and new resources. Often, in my belief, we feel stuck. It's because the tools that once worked no longer do. Not because we've failed, but because we've already shifted in a new lane, in a new time lane, if you like. We just haven't realized it yet. That is why awareness is essential. The real shortcut is self-awareness. Here's the truth that I want you to take away. The shortest way out of a struggle is not a silver bullet or a technique or a modality. It is self-awareness. An older mentor of mine told me more than 30 years ago, consciousness can only change with the application of consciousness. In other words, you need to be aware of what information your whole consciousness, mind and body, is receiving. The moment you become aware, you shift your perspective instantly. Do you remember having an aha moment? That is a mental shift. Neuroscience calls it plasticity. The brain can rewire itself in less than a split of a second. That moment of awareness connects you to the new information, to the new lane that you've shifted into. If you like, you've just received an upgrade. So the next time you feel blocked, ask yourself, where is my awareness stuck? What has changed for me? And what is probably more important is what has changed within me. Because we pick up information mainly through our five senses. At least become aware of what has changed within you. Because once you notice that, the shift happens. And that changes everything. If this episode is resonating with you, make sure you never miss another. Please follow and subscribe now on Apple, YouTube, or Spotify. And remember, subscribers always get the newest tips and insights the moment they drop. Let's talk about end of cycles and beginning of new ones. Recently, I reflected that I have been doing this work for more than 33 years. I've been podcasting for 20, and this year I turn 63. One of you commented on Instagram that those are very significant numbers, and it stuck with me. They really are. I have reached the end of a cycle and the beginning of another. That's exactly what I have been feeling. Something shifted. My focus now is not on short term. It is on creating long-term assets, leaving something behind that will always be there for you to use when you need to. This too is a perspective shift. From urgency to legacy, from quick gains to lasting transformation. So, I leave you with this question. Are you aware of what lane you're in right now? Are you extending your old story? Or are you standing in a new time lane but not recognizing it yet? The true shortcut is self-awareness. Become aware, and your brain, your heart, your story, everything will shift. And remember, you can rewrite your story and reclaim your power. Thank you for spending this time with me on Unbox the Podcast. Please remember to follow and subscribe on your favorite platform. I'll share the links in the show notes, and please share this episode with someone who needs to hear it. Until next Tuesday, I'm Sahar Palmer, wishing you a wonderful week.